Hello, my name is Kalyan and I'm one of the founders at MantraX. So I'm going to talk about a typical approach to project management, which we have seen by working with different clients. This method is called the perfectionist approach. And we think that this is not the best approach for project management. We call it the depth first or the perfectionist approach. So here, just to give a background of this. So let's say you have a budget and the budget allows you to put 12 check marks. And your project has two features, feature A and feature B. And as you go through the project, as you go through each phase of the project or any milestone, you basically put one check mark. It counts as a cost to your project. So here we have feature A, feature B. We work on this project. We feature A, we finish 50%, 1, 2. And then in the perfectionist approach, what happens is that you get fixated on one particular feature. You listen to all the stakeholders and you try to make it as perfect as you can. As a result, what happens is you go down this rabbit hole of getting this to a perfect state and you spend like almost 3/4 of your budget. So 9 check marks have been put, and that's why you see the number 9 here. You're 3/4 your way out into the budget. And then you start working on the next feature and your budget only allows you to get to the 80% mark for the next feature. And again, this is a very simple view of the project for demonstration purposes, but in real life, a project will have multiple features, hundreds of features. So getting stuck into this idea that get something done to perfection, it sounds good on paper, but in reality, what happens, you deplete your budget and you will not have enough budget to finish the rest of your project. This leads to difficult conversations with the stakeholder, budgets increase, lots of different challenges. So at MantraX, what we do is we call this like our breadth first approach, and we call it the getting stuff done approach. So similar project with two features, feature A and feature B. But the difference here is rather than going down and finishing feature A to perfection, we finish feature 2 to an 80% mark. And once we are done to an 80% mark, we switch to feature B. We get feature B to 50%, and then we switch back to feature A and get it to 90%, 100%. And then again, once this is 100%, stakeholders are happy, we get some feedback, we switch back to feature B, get it to the 90% mark. Then we listen to our stakeholders to get any kind of finer details that is necessary to satisfy all stakeholder requirements, get one finer detail, and then again go back and finish feature B. As a result, as you can see, once the budget is complete, even though we haven't satisfied like all finer details, we haven't finished everything that everybody asked for, but we got both the features finished to a reasonable completion. So this is what we call as the breadth first approach, and this is the approach that we take at MantraX.